Hey guys, it is Mike. I am going to do part three, or I should say the third review of the franchise from the Children of the Corn series, our franchise. Part three was entitled Children of the Corn 3 Urban Harvest. It was released directly onto DVD back in 19, or video I should say, back in 1995. It was directed by James D. Hickox, who really did not do a whole lot as far as directing after this. He did a few things, but he was not. He's done other work um, within the entertainment field, but this was pretty much it as far as his directing. He just did a few things. It stars a bunch of nobodies for the most part. Um, we have the brothers who are the children of the corn. Daniel Cirne, I guess is how you say his name, or Kearney, I don't know, Kearney, as Eli. He is the young brother. The he's the evil one. And then we have Ron Melendez as Joshua. Now he has done a lot of TV and different things. A very good looking young man. Um, the dad is played by Jim Metzler, the adoptive dad. He plays William. He's also done stuff. Just like I said, none of these first three have done anything as far as like leading actors after this movie. And then we have the one person that I knew in this movie was the woman who played the mom, the adoptive mom, Nancy Lee Grahn. She's done a ton of soap operas and other things, and she played Alice. And then we have, since it's an urban area, we have some ethnic, finally, people in this movie. We have John Clare, who plays Malcolm. I loved his character. And then Mary Morrow as Maria. And I also liked her character quite a bit. She has actually done some stuff. Now, this movie is a mess. It's got way too many things going on. We have like 10 different storylines in this movie. We have, of course, the brothers Eli and Joshua running from their father, although Eli, this is in Gatlin still, so Eli leaves his Bible, the Children of the Corn Bible, underneath his, I guess it was his stepfather. I don't know. He turned him into a scarecrow basically and let him hang there to die. So the Bible is magically swallowed up by the ground underneath the dead dad. So him and his brother are like extremely close. So a couple from Chicago adopt them. Okay. So we have the brothers that we find out aren't brothers. They're like stepbrothers. I don't know. It was just very bizarre. So you have these kids going into Chicago with adopted parents. So that was a whole nother storyline. You have these adopted parents and everything that goes along with that. So it is William and Alice, and they bring the boys into their Chicago home. And right away, they realize, well, the mother realizes, Alice, that there's something wrong with Eli. When she opens up his suitcase to unpack his clothes and get him settled into their room, it's full of bugs. But when the father opens it, it's just clothes and corn, or it's corn. Why would you bring corn? First of all, where would you get the corn? If you were in an adoption agency somewhere in BFE, how would you have corn still available to you after all of that time and the trip from Nebraska or wherever the hell they were from to Chicago? It just, okay, so whatever. So this is like magical corn. So the dad loves the corn, so this is a whole nother storyline. We'll get there in a minute. So then we have this psychic stuff. So apparently the priest in this movie and the mom in this movie see Eli for what he is, which is a child of the corn. Joshua is not. He is not that evil kid. So we find out that Eli never wants to be separated from Joshua because he thinks that Joshua will figure out what's going on, and he knows some of the secrets. So even when they go to school, Eli is obviously younger, much younger than Josh, but Eli refuses to be in a different classroom. There's this whole brouhaha, and that's when the priest kind of figures out that Eli's evil. And then Joshua allegedly has these powers, or not Joshua, Eli allegedly has these powers to possess the minds of the urban children. All right, so then we have that crazy storyline. We also have Eli, the house that these people live in is literally right next to, I mean, like the wall to wall, an abandoned warehouse. Come on. And an abandoned warehouse that apparently has dirt I guess, I don't know. But basically, Eli grows corn. A whole field of corn. Not that big, but it's a big corn. It's big, it's corn. Well, the dad eats a piece of the corn. The mom's like flipping out. What's he doing over there? The dad's like, he's just a kid. In the meantime, we have the urban kids, so we got a little bit of the, stereotypical black guys are bad and mean, and they're going to knife you. And then we have the other stereotypical urban kid people. But the dad loves the corn, so this is a whole nother aspect. So the dad decides he's going to market that corn because that's what his dad does. He's a marketer. So he somehow gets this corn from this little bitty cornfield in the middle of a warehouse to where he works, and German commodity brokers, I guess, come over and decide that they're going to buy the corn because it's so delicious. So we have the whole little corn business, and they're going to be millionaires. Then we have the corn kids fitting in with the city kids. So Joshua eventually changes. Eli wants to wear his same little stupid hat and same little stupid corn kid clothes, but Joshua not so much. He wants to fit in, so he starts becoming friends with some of the kids in his class. He starts dressing more like a regular kid. And then in this little bitty patch of corn, we have He Who Walks Behind the Rose. So we finally get to know what He Who Walks Behind the Rose is. It's a big old monster in this little bitty cornfield, tearing up the field like he did in the big, huge cornfields. Okay, I got that part in the first two. All right, so there's room for He Who Walks Behind the Rose to go back and forth and up and down and maybe fit in a cornfield. This was not a cornfield. This was a little patch of corn, like what I could grow in my backyard. So we had the monster. And then we had dueling Bibles. So the priest and everybody had their Bible, but the Children of the Corn Bible is completely different. So in order for Eli and He Who Walks Behind the Rose to be defeated, they had to go back, get Eli's Bible out of the field, and then we had to destroy the Bible. So yeah, you had the real Bible, which whatever, that's fiction too, and then we had this Children of the Corn's Bible. So that was a whole nother storyline. Then we had a love story between Joshua and Maria. Um, Very odd. And then, of course, there's the teen angst. So, yeah, we had a whole lot of storylines going on. We have all these kids starting to believe in what the magical Eli has to say, and they eventually go with him to the corn to whatever repent to he who walks behind the rows, and they're gonna start killing their parents and stuff. So yeah, it's all over the place. And then we have this huge monster that pops up out of the floor of this stupid warehouse. Ugh. All right, so um, as far as the setting, the location, and the creepiness, um, we go from basically the cornfields. There is a scene in the cornfield when Malcolm and Joshua go to get the Bible that is pretty creepy. And poor Malcolm, what happens to him is terrible. And then we have a school, we have a house, and truthfully, that stupid cornfield in that warehouse just annoyed the hell out of me. So it didn't creep me out, it just pissed me off. So I'm going to give that a C. Characters, there were too many of them. There were people everywhere. We had the priest, we had all the kids at the school, of course we had the Eli, Joshua, the adopted parents, we had the company people that were buying the corn, we had other people at the school, we had, of course, Malcolm and Maria and their parents who meet an untimely and disgusting death. So truthfully, the majority of them were unlikable. The only one I really liked was, and I hate to say this, was Joshua. I tried to like the mom and dad, the adopted mom and dad, but Alice wasn't around for very long, so it was, I felt sorry for her. But so I gave that a C. As far as the pacing, there were parts of this movie where you just were like, okay, let's just get this over with. And truthfully, the monster scene went on way too long. It just kept going and going and going. Buy-in, it lost me pretty much when he planted the corn and had these big rows of corn in the warehouse. So I'll give that a C. It did have some creative kills. We have people eating corn and then the corn magically turning into huge, I guess, cockroaches. I don't know, and one of the people falling down on the table and their face cracked in half. That was pretty gross. And then, or maybe fell to the floor. I can't remember. Trust me. We had one that the person's spine was basically stretched way up in the sky. Ridiculous. There's no way anybody would be that long, but that was kind of almost, it pissed me off, but it was humorous at the same time. The priest gets killed in an interesting way. Of course, when the monster comes out, he just kills all kinds of kids. He hangs them and severs heads and drowns them and swallows them, and yeah. So I'll give that a B. So my overall score, we have setting at a C, characters at a C, pacing C, buy-in C, kills B. So I'm going to give this one a C. And if it wasn't in my collection, I would not keep this one. It's just odd. But it is what it is. So that is my review for Children of the Corn 3 Urban... What was it? Urban Legend? No. Urban Harvest. Yeah. Sort of like Leprechaun in the Hood. It's just like, I don't know. So there you go, guys. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.